That machine is the Large Hadron Collider. It's the world's biggest and most powerful particle accelerator, a multi-billion-dollar instrument. One of the Google searches that'll come out asks whether it can destroy the world.
A $10 billion machine that recreates the Big Bang has just been taken offline. The culprit, according to the top minds at CERN, was a single bird with a piece of bread. It's the ultimate David and Goliath story. But what if David had help? A top-secret quantum AI running simulations of the event has found a terrifying pattern. The bird, the bread, the exact timing of the power surge, it was all too perfect. The AI believes the collider wasn't just stopped, it was targeted. And the reason why will make you question everything we think we know about reality. $10 billion blackout. It's a story that sounds like it was ripped from a cartoon. The most complex and expensive scientific instrument ever created, the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, was brought to its knees. This isn't just any machine, it's a 17-mile ring buried hundreds of feet underground. A technological cathedral where scientists smash protons together at nearly the speed of light. They do this to recreate the conditions just moments after the Big Bang, hunting for the God particle, dark matter, and even other dimensions. It's a machine that costs more than $10 billion, cooled to a mind-numbing negative 456 degrees Fahrenheit, colder than deep space. It uses magnets so powerful they could lift an aircraft carrier. And all that power, all that science, all that money was stopped dead in its tracks. The official story that came out of CERN was almost too strange to be true. A bird, they claimed, dropped a piece of bread, some say a French baguette, onto an outdoor electrical station. The bread caused a short circuit, triggering a massive power failure in 2 sectors of the giant collider. The system's designed to keep the superconducting magnets at their frosty operational temperature shut down. The temperature began to rise, the magnets lost their power, and the entire multi-billion-dollar experiment ground to a halt. It's funny when you think about it, humanity's grandest quest to understand the universe momentarily outsmarted by a hungry bird. Technicians found the evidence right there at the 66,000-volt transformer. The poor bird, sadly, was instantly incinerated. It was an open and shut case, a 1 in a million fluke. At least that's what everyone thought. For a while, the story was a fun piece of trivia, a reminder that even our greatest technology is vulnerable to Mother Nature. But inside the heavily guarded servers at CERN, a new kind of mind was just waking up. A quantum artificial intelligence system, codenamed Kronos, had been tasked with analyzing every byte of data flowing from the collider, looking for patterns that human scientists might miss. Its job was to find the ghosts in the machine. And when Kronos reviewed the data from the blackout, it found something that made its digital blood run cold. It flagged the incident with a single chilling classification: external, coordinated, intentional. According to the most advanced AI on the planet, this was no accident. The bird was a weapon, the bread was the ammo, and someone had just fired a warning shot at all of humanity. The AI found a pattern in the chaos that pointed to something truly impossible. Anomaly 1.618. So what did an AI see that thousands of the world's smartest scientists missed? Get this, Kronos wasn't just looking at the power grid data. It had access to a vast network of information, including high-resolution satellite imagery, atmospheric sensors, and even geological vibration detectors around the entire 17-mile collider ring. It was designed to see the whole picture, and the picture it painted was deeply disturbing. The freak accident story began to fall apart the moment Kronos analyzed the bird's final moments. Satellite tracking, which is usually used for weather monitoring, captured the bird's flight path. A normal bird flies erratically. This one didn't. For the last 2,000 feet of its approach, it flew in a perfectly straight line, on a descent trajectory that was mathematically flawless for hitting a target less than a foot wide from that altitude. It was less like a bird and more like a smart bomb. Then there was the bread. It seems crazy, but the AI analyzed the energy discharge from the short circuit. The power surge wasn't a messy, chaotic burst, as you'd expect from a piece of bread creating a connection. Instead, the electrical arc was incredibly focused, lasting for a precise number of milliseconds. Kronos ran 1,000,000 simulations and concluded that for a discharge that clean, the bread would need to have a specific moisture content and, weirder still, contain trace metallic elements arranged in a way that would channel the electricity. It wasn't just a stale baguette, it was a carefully crafted piece of tech designed to look like lunch. It was a Trojan horse, delivered by a feathered messenger. Here's the kicker. The biggest red flag for Kronos was the timing. The blackout didn't happen on a random Tuesday. It happened at the exact moment the Large Hadron Collider was preparing for a new type of experiment, a high-energy collision designed to hunt for evidence of parallel universes. The specific sector that went down was the one most critical for collecting that data. To the AI, this wasn't a coincidence. It was a statistical impossibility. The odds of a bird with that exact type of bread hitting that specific target on that precise day and time were, according to Kronos, smaller than the odds of picking one specific atom out of the entire known universe. The message was clear. Someone or something knows what we're looking for, and it wants us to stop. But if it wasn't an accident, then who or what was sending the message? A warning from beyond. This is where the story goes from a strange scientific mystery to something much, much bigger. If the bird was a guided projectile and the bread was a piece of custom hardware, who has that kind of technology? The list of suspects is short and terrifying. Could it be a rival nation using some kind of advanced bio-drone technology to sabotage Western science? It's possible. Governments have done stranger things. But Kronos, the quantum AI, hinted at a different possibility. When it analyzed the faint energy readings around the electrical station just nanoseconds before the incident, it found a strange fluctuation, an energy signature that doesn't match any known technology on Earth. It wasn't a radio signal or a microwave beam. It was something else, a distortion that looked for a split second like a tiny ripple in space-time itself. This leads to a far more mind-bending theory. The Large Hadron Collider isn't just looking for new particles. Some physicists believe that by creating such intense concentrations of energy, the collider could temporarily poke a hole in our reality, opening a doorway or a gate to other dimensions. It sounds like science fiction, but it's based on real theories. What if there's something on the other side, something intelligent? What if that intelligence has been watching us, and when it saw us getting too close to knocking on its door, it decided to send a gentle but firm message to back off? A message delivered by a bird, a way to shut down our experiment without revealing itself. It's a real head-scratcher. Let's not forget, this isn't the only weird thing that has happened at CERN. A few years after the bird incident, a weasel got into a different transformer and shut the collider down again. At the time, everyone laughed it off, but Kronos has reanalyzed that event too. It found similar, though fainter, anomalies. A pattern is emerging. It seems that whenever scientists at the LHC get close to a truly monumental discovery, some form of natural interference happens. It's almost as if the universe has a defense mechanism, a cosmic immune system that sends in a bird or a weasel to stop us from learning things we're not meant to know. The AI's analysis suggests we're not just exploring the laws of physics, we're trespassing in someone else's backyard. And if that's true, what happens when they get tired of sending warnings? The truth hiding in plain sight. So what does all of this mean? It's easy to dismiss it as a crazy conspiracy theory cooked up by a computer, but Kronos is a quantum system. It doesn't think like we do. It analyzes possibilities and probabilities on a level we can't even comprehend. When it says the odds of this being an accident are basically zero, we have to listen. The thing is, this raises a huge question. If these events are happening, if some unseen force is putting the brakes on our most advanced science, what does that mean for us, right here, right now? Are we really in control of our own destiny, or are we like kids in a cosmic playpen with parents we can't see making sure we don't play with anything too dangerous? Think about it. We're told these huge scientific projects are for the good of all humanity, to expand our knowledge. But what if there's a part of that knowledge that's being deliberately kept from us? Maybe the truth about other dimensions is something we're simply not ready to handle. Maybe the force that sent the bird wasn't being hostile. Maybe it was protecting us from a truth that would shatter our reality. This leads to the first and maybe most chilling theory, the time traveler intervention. What if in the future the experiments at CERN lead to an absolute catastrophe? A stable black hole that consumes the planet, or a rift in space-time that lets something horrific through. Future humans, desperate to prevent their own apocalyptic reality, could be sending back subtle warnings. They can't just send a Terminator back in time, that would break reality. So they use what they have, incredibly advanced technology to guide a bird to a specific spot, a surgical strike that stops the experiment without revealing their hand. It's a desperate message from our own grandchildren begging us to stop before we doom us all. Or maybe the threat isn't from the future, but from right here beneath our feet. Get this, some scientists believe in the Gaia hypothesis, the idea that the Earth itself is a single living organism. What if the planet perceives the insane energies of the Large Hadron Collider as a threat? Like a virus attacking a cell. The planet might not have a mind like we do, but it has a defense system. It could subtly influence the electromagnetic fields that birds use to navigate, or guide a simple-minded creature like a weasel into a transformer. In this version, the bird isn't a drone, it's an antibody. The Earth is literally fighting back, using its own creatures to neutralize a threat to its existence. We're not being warned by aliens or time travelers, we're being disciplined by our own planet. Then there's the theory that's a real head-scratcher, one that's become more popular as our own technology grows. The simulation theory. What if our entire universe is a computer program running on some unknowable cosmic hard drive? If that's true, then the scientists at CERN are like hackers, getting dangerously close to finding the source code. They're poking and prodding at the very pixels of our reality. The bird dropping the bread wasn't an act of sabotage, it was a system patch. The programmers, the gods, the aliens, whoever is running the simulation, saw we were about to cause a system crash, so they deployed a tiny, absurd fix to shut us down. An event so bizarre we'd never suspect it was a deliberate line of code. They just rewrote a tiny piece of our reality to make a bird drop a piece of bread. Problem solved. All these breakthroughs in science and technology feel like they are moving so fast. Does it ever feel like things are progressing a little too quickly? Maybe these little accidents are the universe's way of telling us all to just slow down for a minute. We have to wonder if what we see on the news is the whole story. When an official from a multi-billion-dollar project tells you a bird shut them down, it's a simple story that makes sense. It's clean. But the universe is rarely clean and simple. It's messy, complicated, and filled with things we don't understand. The official story is an accident, but a quantum mind disagrees. Are we being protected or are we being controlled? What do you think is really going on at CERN? Let us know below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.